Dr. Elizabeth Caveller, a board-certified urologist in New York City, once said, "As we age, the bladder becomes less tolerant to certain foods and drinks, even ones we think are healthy." And she's absolutely right. If you've been waking up at night multiple times to pee, feeling like you never fully empty your bladder, or experiencing bladder pressure after snacking on your favorite fruit, this video is for you. Many seniors are doing everything right, eating more fruits, drinking plenty of water, and staying active. But if you're still dealing with sudden urges to urinate, bladder pressure, or unexpected leaks, the culprit may be hiding in your fruit bowl. Surprising, right? We all know fruits are loaded with vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. They help fight inflammation, boost our immune system, and even improve heart health. But here's the twist: some of these same superfoods can silently irritate your bladder, triggering urgency, frequency, or discomfort, especially as we get older and our bodies become more sensitive to acidity, sugar, alcohols, and certain natural compounds. Today, we'll uncover 7 healthy fruits that are commonly recommended for wellness, but may actually be causing more harm than good to your bladder, without you even realizing it. Stick with us to the end for some practical swaps and senior-friendly tips that will help you enjoy your fruits without irritating your bladder. Fruit number 1. Oranges. Oranges are often considered the poster child of health. They're juicy, sweet, and packed with vitamin C, which supports your immune system and helps fight off colds. For seniors, that's a major benefit. They also contain antioxidants that may reduce inflammation and support heart health. But when it comes to your bladder, oranges may be doing more harm than good. That's because oranges are one of the most acidic fruits out there. And while your stomach can usually handle this acid, your bladder lining is much more sensitive, especially if you're already dealing with issues like overactive bladder or interstitial cystitis. The acid in oranges can irritate the bladder wall, triggering a strong and sudden urge to urinate, or even causing burning sensations. You might notice these symptoms after drinking orange juice as well. Since the juice is concentrated and lacks fiber, it can hit your bladder even harder than whole fruit. And the problem isn't limited to oranges alone. Other citrus fruits like lemons, limes, and tangerines can also cause similar irritation. So what should you do? If you love citrus, try switching to low-acid alternatives like ripe pears, apples, without the skin, or bananas. These fruits are much gentler on the bladder while still offering valuable nutrients. You don't necessarily have to cut out oranges forever, but if you're dealing with bladder sensitivity, try eliminating them for a week or 2 and see if your symptoms improve. Many seniors are shocked to find how quickly things change just by removing this one fruit. Fruit number 2. Pineapple. Pineapple is another fruit that wears a healthy badge with pride. It's rich in vitamin C, helps with digestion thanks to the enzyme bromelain, and even has anti-inflammatory properties. For seniors dealing with joint pain or immune issues, pineapple can seem like a delicious and nutritious treat. But just like oranges, pineapple is highly acidic, and that makes it a red flag for anyone with a sensitive bladder. The natural acids and enzymes in pineapple can irritate the bladder lining, causing symptoms like frequent urination, urgency, or even spasms. Bromelain, while helpful for digestion, can also act as a trigger for bladder inflammation in some people. If you've ever felt like you suddenly had to go after eating just a few bites of pineapple, this may be why. Another issue with pineapple is that it's often eaten in large quantities, especially when served in fruit salads or smoothies. The sugar content can be quite high, and excess natural sugar, especially fructose, can further irritate the bladder and increase urinary urgency. What's a better option? Consider switching to ripe papaya, which has a similar tropical flavor but is much lower in acid and generally easier on the bladder. Ripe bananas are another gentle, bladder-safe choice that won't stir up irritation. Again, the key here is moderation. If pineapple is a favorite, try eating it in smaller amounts and always with other foods, not on an empty stomach. And if bladder issues persist, consider taking a break from it entirely to see if symptoms calm down. Fruit number 3. Tomatoes. Now, this one may surprise you. Tomatoes are technically fruits, and they're a staple in many seniors' diets, whether it's in salads, pasta sauces, sandwiches, or even juice. They're rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that's been linked to cancer prevention and heart health. They also contain vitamin C and potassium, making them a smart choice in most diets. But for your bladder? Not so much. Tomatoes are another acidic powerhouse, and that makes them one of the most common bladder irritants, especially for seniors. The acid in tomatoes can aggravate the bladder lining and trigger symptoms like pressure, pain, burning, and the frequent urge to urinate. And the problem only gets worse when tomatoes are eaten raw or in concentrated forms like ketchup, tomato paste, or pasta sauce. Even tomato soup or pizza sauce, while tasty, can lead to an uncomfortable night in the bathroom for someone with a sensitive bladder. Another concern is that tomatoes contain salicylates, natural chemicals found in many fruits and vegetables that can also irritate the bladder in sensitive individuals. So what's the solution? Try using low-acid tomato varieties, such as yellow or orange tomatoes. Cooking tomatoes and combining them with a little baking soda to reduce acidity can also help. Or, substitute with non-acidic sauces made from red bell peppers or even cooked carrots. If your bladder symptoms are frequent and uncomfortable, try cutting tomatoes from your diet for a few weeks and observe the results. Many people report a dramatic decrease in urgency and discomfort after doing so. It's a tough one to give up, but for your bladder's sake, it might be worth it. Fruit number 4, strawberries. Strawberries are delicious, vibrant, and packed with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. They're often recommended for heart health, brain function, and even reducing inflammation. It's no wonder many seniors include them in their breakfasts, smoothies, or desserts. But here's the catch: strawberries can be a hidden bladder irritant. While not as acidic as citrus fruits, strawberries still contain a moderate level of natural acids, which can irritate the bladder lining in sensitive individuals. They also contain tiny seeds, which can aggravate the urinary tract and may worsen symptoms like urgency or burning in people with conditions like interstitial cystitis or overactive bladder. Another issue is salicylates, natural chemicals found in strawberries and other fruits. These compounds are harmless to most people, but for those with bladder sensitivities, salicylates can lead to increased discomfort and inflammation. Have you ever eaten strawberries and then found yourself making more trips to the bathroom or feeling bloated shortly after? That might not be a coincidence. What can you eat instead? Consider blueberries. They're also high in antioxidants but are usually gentler on the bladder. Cooked apples, peeled, are another great option, as cooking breaks down the acids and softens the fiber, making them easier to digest. You don't have to give up strawberries completely, but it's wise to eat them in moderation and observe how your bladder reacts. Keeping a simple food journal can help you track what's working and what's not. Fruit number 5, grapefruit. Grapefruit is often praised as a superfruit for seniors. It's low in calories, loaded with vitamin C, and may help reduce cholesterol and improve heart health. But if you're dealing with bladder issues or taking certain medications, grapefruit should raise a red flag. First, let's talk about acidity. Grapefruit is one of the most acidic fruits you can eat. Just like oranges and pineapples, this high acid content can irritate the bladder lining, triggering symptoms like urgency, frequent urination, or even mild burning sensations. Second, grapefruit is known for its interaction with many common medications, including those prescribed for high blood pressure, cholesterol, anxiety, and heart conditions. It interferes with liver enzymes that metabolize drugs, which can lead to higher levels of the medication in your bloodstream and increase side effects, some of which may affect urinary function or bladder control. This is especially important for seniors, who are more likely to be on long-term medications. Safer alternatives? Try watermelon, which is hydrating and gentle on the bladder. Ripe mango, in moderation, is another tasty option that's less acidic than grapefruit and doesn't interfere with medications. If you're not sure whether grapefruit is affecting your medication or your bladder, it's best to talk to your doctor. A simple change in your morning fruit could make a major difference in your comfort and health. Fruit number 6, cranberries. Now this one might really surprise you. Cranberries are often recommended for bladder health, especially when it comes to preventing urinary tract infections, UTIs. But for some seniors, cranberries can actually make bladder symptoms worse, not better. Cranberries are very acidic, and that acidity can irritate the bladder lining, leading to symptoms like urgency, discomfort, and frequent urination. While cranberry juice or supplements might help prevent bacteria from sticking to the bladder walls, useful in preventing UTIs, they don't work for everyone and can sometimes backfire. In fact, if you already have a sensitive bladder, drinking cranberry juice can be like adding fuel to the fire. It's especially problematic if you're drinking sweetened cranberry juice, which often contains added sugars that can worsen inflammation and contribute to bladder irritation. And here's another concern: oxalates. Cranberries are high in oxalates, compounds that can contribute to kidney stone formation. For seniors with a history of stones or kidney issues, this is worth noting. So what's the recommendation? If you've been taking cranberries regularly and are still dealing with bladder issues, it may be time to reassess. Some people benefit more from cranberry capsules, which contain the active compounds without all the acid and sugar. Instead of cranberries, consider switching to peeled pears or apples, which are much easier on the bladder. These fruits still offer fiber and nutrition, without the irritating acids. And remember, always consult your healthcare provider before starting or stopping any supplement, including cranberry products. Fruit number 7. Cherries. Cherries are small, sweet, and packed with health benefits. They contain powerful antioxidants like anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammation, fight oxidative stress, and even support joint and heart health. Many seniors enjoy them as a healthy dessert or snack during cherry season. But cherries come with a hidden downside for those with sensitive bladders. Cherries contain a natural sugar alcohol called sorbitol, which can be difficult for some people to digest. Sorbitol can cause gas, bloating, and diarrhea. But more importantly, it can also increase urinary urgency in individuals with bladder sensitivity. Additionally, cherries, especially when eaten in larger amounts, are somewhat acidic. This combination of acid and sorbitol can make cherries a double trouble food for people with overactive bladder or interstitial cystitis. If you've ever noticed discomfort, bloating, or more frequent bathroom visits after eating a bowl of cherries, your body may be reacting to this fruit in ways you didn't expect. A safer choice? Try cooked apples or pears, which are lower in sorbitol and less likely to cause irritation. Bananas and blueberries also tend to be more bladder-friendly. Again, moderation is key. You may not need to eliminate cherries entirely, but if bladder issues persist, try cutting them out for 2 weeks and observe the difference. Your bladder might thank you. How to eat fruits without irritating your bladder. Just because certain fruits can irritate the bladder doesn't mean you have to give them all up. The key is to be aware of how much, how often, and how your body responds. Here are some practical tips to help you enjoy fruits without triggering bladder issues. Keep a food and symptom journal. Track what you eat and how your bladder responds. Patterns will emerge, and you'll learn which fruits to avoid, or eat in moderation. Eat fruits with meals, not on an empty stomach. This helps buffer their acidity and reduces the chance of irritation. Opt for cooked or low-acid fruits. Cooking breaks down some of the irritating compounds, making the fruit easier to digest. Stay hydrated. Ironically, drinking more water can help dilute the bladder irritants in urine and reduce their effect. Try elimination testing. Remove one fruit at a time for a week or 2 and see if symptoms improve. Watch portion sizes. Even bladder-friendly fruits can cause problems if eaten in large quantities. Bladder health is personal. What irritates one person might not affect another. The key is to listen to your body and adjust accordingly. To wrap it up, fruits are an essential part of a healthy diet, but not all fruits are kind to your bladder, especially as you get older. Oranges, pineapple, tomatoes, strawberries, grapefruit, cranberries, and cherries may all seem like smart choices, until they start causing discomfort. But now that you know what to look for, you're one step closer to taking control of your bladder health, without giving up nutrition. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more senior health tips every week. And if you've experienced bladder issues after eating any of these fruits, leave a comment below. You never know who you might help by sharing your story. Thank you for watching, and remember, at any age, your health is in your hands. Stay informed, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.